What's going on, folks? We made it. We got it done. Philadelphia Eagles beat the Miami Dolphins 31-17. And good game. Offense still got some issues and still not where I think we should be. Defense, once again, if you saw my videos, any of my videos this week, Sean Desai, man, he's finding ways to get it done. Now, I will say there was a couple of series. We had them 3rd and 29 and they converted. And shortly thereafter, Miami scored a touchdown. And those are the things that we can't have because teams like Miami, when you have the fortune of stopping them on 3rd down, you don't want to give them another opportunity because eventually the cheetah's going to burn you. He did what he does. So we got to take advantage of those opportunities. And it just, 3rd and long, it just has not been our friend. So that will get better. But again, I'm nitpicking. They held the number one offense to 17 points. Now, I'll even admit, the Eagles had no penalties. That was surprising. Miami had 10 penalties, and I'm sure the Miami fans are not happy about that. I'm sure you could go back and you could look at what's up, Bleeding Green Nation. I'm sure you could go back and you could look at the game and see that maybe we got some fortuitous calls. I was in one group on Twitter. They were complaining about the on Slay's pick that I think it was Wilson back there should have been pass interference, but I think we were looking at the ball. Anytime you get handsy with the receivers, but you are looking at the ball as a DB, it's all fair game. The problem when you get the pass interference is when DBs when they know they're beat and they try to come back and try to grab somebody, prevent. They'll get the penalty rather than give up the touchdown. But on that one, Slay was. You heard the broadcast. It was a bad route by the receivers. You had two guys in the same place, and Slay saw it coming and he undercut it. So, Hot and Ready asked me, "How do I feel about the play calling this week?" I could nitpick. I'm still not real happy with some of the red zone play calling. That first drive, we had that really long drive. Got down there, we get in the red zone, and then we just stall out. And I don't understand. I don't understand some of the play calling. It's just me. It's my preference, but I would rather see if DeAndre Swift is in there. I would love to see a play where we get him outside and let him race the DBs or the ends to the corners. Everybody seems to be doing that to us, but we don't do it. We don't use it. And we've got a back that's that fast. So that's my nitpick. But I can't really say much when you put 31 points and you hold the Miami Dolphins to 17. So what are you going to do? Robert M. Edmonds is pure buns. I am not going to argue with you. I'm not a big fan of Edmonds. He was late over the top on that Tyreek Hill. It looked like he took just a bad angle. If he's supposed to be coming over the top, like Tyreek Hill had everybody beat. I mean, Sidney Brown made it over there before Edmonds did. So yeah, I'm Edmonds is not that guy. So we need to get some people healthy. I need Reed Blankenship to, yeah, like I said the other day, he need to take some green herbs or something and get a healing potion, do something. But we need to hit back on the field because it makes a difference. Eli Ricks played pretty good tonight. Sidney Brown, I didn't hear his name much. Let me look at my stats real quick. How many tackles did he have? Where's defense? Defense, possession chart, defensive stats. Edmonds had 8 tackles. Slay had 4 and a pick. Hassan Reddick had a game, man. I thought they would have gave him a half a sack, but they did not. But he had 2 tackles for losses. So Hassan Reddick is showing up. N'Kobe Dean had 3. Sidney Brown had 2. And an assist. Milt Williams. Josh Sweat had 2 sacks and 2 tackles for losses. Nolan Smith had a sack, which was a good play. Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis got a half a sack. So we had 4 sacks in totals today. And we had 8 tackles for losses today. So our defensive line was playing. And again, Sean Desai is getting it done. So kudos to him. Whatever, um, you know, early candidates for awards, he should be in that number. For him to be doing what he's doing with our defense, with the amount of injuries that we have right now, is off the charts. So props to Desai, man. Props to Desai. First game for Sidney Brown in a month. You're absolutely right. He did miss 4 games that don't matter though. They don't care about that. So, but he still had what 3 tackles? I just said. Yeah, he had 2 tackles and an assist. So I'm not mad at it. You know, if you don't hear, if you're in the secondary and you don't hear somebody's name, no news is good news. That means he's not getting burnt. So that's not a bad thing that we didn't hear Sidney Brown's name a lot. I saw Zach Cunningham on a couple. He had 2 tackles. Nicholas Moreau cooled off today. He had 1 tackle. N'Kobe Dean, like I said, yeah, he had 3. So for the most part, I can't really complain about the defense. Dude, we held the number 1 defense. Or I'm sorry, we held the number 1 offense to 17 points. And we gave them 7 points. That tip pass that turned into a pick 6, we gave them 7 points. So we held them to 11 points, basically. So, or 10 points rather. So, props to Sean Desai and that defense, man. They've been balling, and they're only going to get better. Once again, trying to get through with a clean game. Trying to get through without getting injuries. So, let me see. Miami. So next week we go to Washington, and then we got Dallas. So, I'm just hoping we don't, end up crawling to that bye week. So, yeah. Slade was getting beat, but here's the thing: you got to remember about secondaries, and even they're going to get beat, especially against Miami. They are going to get beat. All you have to do is limit the explosive plays. Now Tyreek Hill got busy on that one, and you knew that was going to happen. You're not going to shut down somebody like Tyreek Hill the whole game. You can't do it. You look at everybody we played, even if you want to go back to last year when we shut down Justin Jefferson. He still had a couple of plays, but overall, we pretty much shut him down. Same thing with when we played the Giants and what we did to Saquon Barkley. We pretty much shut them down, but he still had that one play for like 26 yards or 30 yards because he's that type of player. Tyreek Hill is that type of player. You cannot shut everybody down completely. It's not going to work like that. You think Miami wasn't watching tape on A.J. Brown? How did that work for him? So you can get some people, we're lucky enough to be in a situation with our offense where you got to pick your poison. Dallas Goedert had 77 in the tutty today. So he finally let loose. I don't know what's wrong with Smitty. Another big drop. Hit him right in the hands. That's 2 in 2 weeks. So keep an eye on that. But for the most part, listen. Everybody, how many people picked the Eagles to lose this game? You know what I mean? So I had my pride going this week. Right, repping the Kelly Greens. You saw all my stuff. Check out my IG and my Facebook page. I had Kelly Green all over that stuff. My old uni. I even had Devin Caney respond to one of my posts. She had the Princess Di jacket, and I told her I would see her Princess Di and raise her an authentic away jersey. So that was cool. She responded, so that was cool. Hurts has 8 picks. Yes, 3 of those picks are not on him. So let's give it 5. I don't know. What would you call today? You got a tip and another turnover. What are you gonna do? That's a great play by the linebacker. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Not a thing. Stuff like that is gonna happen. Other guys on the other side of the field get paid too. What we didn't see, and I don't even think there was one even close. The 2 passes that could have been an interception was the one that was the pick 6, and the other one on Oz where it hit his foot. Jalen tried to put it in the window, and it was a little behind him. Where the throw was where it needed to be, but Oz was there a little bit early, so it ended up kicking off his foot, and that was almost picked off. So, but there wasn't a situation where Jalen made the wrong read. Now, we're going to go back and look at tape, and you can tell there was probably a couple plays where he missed some open guys, and that's going to happen. That's definitely going to happen. Tua missed some open guys, too. You're not going to play a quarterback in NFL. He's not going to see every open person and be 100% on hitting that guy. So, again, we're nitpicking. Every week he gets better. His rating this week was, 113, I think it was. Let me see. Jay Hurts, he was 23 out of 31, 279, 2 touchdowns, and his QB rating was 109.5. And Tagovailoa was 23 of 32 for 216, 1 pick, and 1 tutty, and his rating was 87.5. So, we can nitpick. We got the win. Everybody in Miami is complaining. I've been listening on some Twitter Spaces, and I've been talking to Miami fans all week, and they are crying hard for this game. They are pissed off that the Eagles didn't have any penalties. So that's the way it goes. We've been on the other end of that, so I don't really. It makes no. They got a right to bitch, moan, and complain because their team came out on the other side of it. So they're gonna pick apart everything that didn't go right for them. But at the end of the day, that's the way it goes sometimes. So we played a clean game. We didn't have any dumb penalties. We almost had one with Jalen Carter. I don't know what he was thinking about. Definitely have to watch that and get some of the vets in to get in his grill about that. So no stupid penalties. We can't afford it this year. So, but for the most part, we got it done. We got the dub, and that's all we needed. Jalen Hurts outplayed Tua Tagovailoa. I try to make myself say his last name because it's so difficult. Tua Tagovailoa. But in any way. But Jalen Hurts outplayed him tonight. The turnovers are a thing, but like I said, he didn't throw the ball to the wrong man. Defense made a play, tipped it, had the Oski drill going, and they picked 6. So, but we got to eliminate that and not turn the ball over, and we just have to be better about that. So, but it is what it is. It's gonna happen. Things gonna happen. So, at the end of the day, the score was too much to not enough. Us, and that's all that matters. So I can't wait to jump on some of these Twitter Spaces this week, even if they'll have me, because I know they are not happy. It is listening to them whine about it was hilarious, but I get it. We've been there before, where we don't get the calls, and it seems like it's home cooking. The only plays that I question is when we do our QB sneak, when we do the brotherly shove. And the first time they called both teams offsides. Jason Kelsey's not offsides. He's the center. So the ref, that's twice that's happened where the ref is looking at Jason Kelsey's hand and thinks it's the guard. So he thinks the guard is lined up offsides. They've gotten that wrong twice. And then, of course, every time we line up for that, the nose guard on defense, his head is over the ball. So he's lining up in the neutral zone. But they never call it. So either call it right or don't call it. You know what I mean? Don't give me the BS offsetting penalties. Stop it. Because it is nothing. Just like if you line it up at receiver, you ever notice when the receivers go out there, what do? They point at the ref. The ref makes sure they're on or off. What's the difference between the ref coming in there and just telling them, hey, you got to back up. Nose guard, you got to back up. And let them know. If you do that again, I'm going to call it. They do that on stuff all the time. All the time. They'll skip calling a holding penalty, and they'll tell a offensive guard or a tackle or somebody's like, hey, get your hands up. If I see it again, I'm going to call it. So they'll let them know that's not out of the ordinary. But you can't call offsetting penalties on both. Like, and then they didn't call it for the rest of the game. So you either are or you aren't, and that's when you get mad at refs. So again, I understand why Miami fans are pissed off. If it happened to us, I'd be pissed off too. But it didn't. So we are on the benefiting end of those calls. But everybody gets a turn when it comes to bad calls, home cooking, however you want to phrase it. Everybody gets a turn. Everybody's been on the plus side of it, and everybody's been on the negative side of it. So for the most part, the Eagles played a clean game. Lane Johnson gave up 2 sacks today. First time he's given up sacks in years. He gave up 2 sacks. I don't know if they counted that one because Jalen took off, but yeah, he gave up 2 sacks. So, their defensive line played fairly well, and I don't even know if it's the defenses we're playing. I think everybody's just figured out that scheme where they drop back and they stay in their lanes. The defensive linemen, that everybody that we play are very disciplined about staying in their lanes and not taking off, giving him lanes to run. Now that one time he climbed the ladder and then took off and got about 12 in that first down. So it's just everybody's got the formula on what to do on Jalen Hurts. And that started when we played the Patriots. And shout out to the Patriots for beating beating Buffalo Bills. Like the parody is in the stuff that's going on is crazy. But I will tell you this, though. I am still upset that we lost to the damn Jets because we should be the only undefeated team left in the league. This victory pisses me off even more because of that loss last week. Every week any given Sunday, any team can be beat. Look at what Baltimore did to the damn Detroit Lions today. They mollywopped the Lions. Did nobody expect that? The Giants beat the Commanders. Just when you thought the Commanders was looking halfway decent, they go up to the Giants, and the Giants put one on them. And then, of course, the Colts got cheated out of their game. Colts should have won. Gardner Minshew played out of his mind. And then they get, the Browns get it on a BS call. The Colts sacked P.J. Walker and made him fumble the ball. And they said, they overturned it and gave it back to the or didn't give the Colts the turnover. And they should have been. So they got gypped. So just like these Miami fans, hey, everybody gets a turn. Everybody gets a turn. So this week it was our turn. So if y'all gonna be mad, you're gonna be mad by yourself. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But we got it done. We had more than they did. Defense put it on them. Sean Desai, man. You get the golf clap, bro. You get the golf clap because you are getting it done. Getting it done, bro. So, all right. I just want to be on here real quick. I'm going to have some more videos tomorrow. Stay tuned for check me out on Pro Fan Talk on A2D Radio this Thursday. I just locked in Tone DeShields. He's one of the guys, one of the producers on Jacob Media. I used to go back and forth with him and Xander. I think I was on Jacob Media like 4 or 5 times or whatever. And I always enjoyed myself when I was on Rob Ellis's show with Barrett Brooks and D Gunn. So real happy to have him be able to jump on A2D Radio this Thursday with me. So, but as usual, man, you guys, hope everybody's following this page. Hit subscribe. And I got some new stuff, and tell your friends about me, and, hit subscribe, click on that notification bell, and be back. And it'll be more stuff this week, and we'll jump into it, and I'll have a more in-depth recap of the game probably tomorrow. So do have some questions, though. Jalen Hurts, a little gimpy. They were talking about that. I want to see what's up with Fletcher Cox. But, yeah. So let's get ready. Get ready to go to Washington. We always have trouble with Washington. Why can't we just put 31 up on Washington? Let's do that next week. All right, but I'm gonna get up out of here. I will holler at you guys later. Peace. Appreciate you.